Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Assuming it's morning for you, perhaps it's good afternoon. We are back now in the Last Starship. It's our Boldly Go story playthrough. And we are traveling, certainly interstellar, from one sector to another, coming back to try and deliver what we need for the Stargate. We don't quite have enough stable Zelion yet, or Zelion, or however you want to pronounce it. But we might have enough here in the gas department here to get these things unloaded and have enough. I'm hoping that that's the case. Now, since we are going into a sector now that has some hazards, this lightning rod has been okay, but it doesn't do everything for us. And when our ship does get hit, it has that whole like EMP thing that disables devices. And it's got me thinking a little bit about, well, trying to protect this ship just a little bit more. I think that we need a little bit of extra redundancy on this, because let's assume, as unlikely as it is, let's assume that one of those EMPs hits right here and it potentially impacts both of the fusion reactors. See, I like to have both fusion reactors because it provides me some redundancy, some security, but they are very close together, and that's not ideal. So I don't think I need another fusion reactor. What I think I need is to move the current fusion reactor, and I've been trying to figure out exactly where I would put that, and I think I'm going to place it right here and then move my science station over into here. And so if I take a look at the cables, nope, not this, the pipes. Yeah, the pipes. So this is running right up. We could just take this and route it right over in here, no problem at all. And so I think that's exactly what I will do. I will just bring this deuterium source over into here, and we're going to move it over here. So we're going to start by tearing down these two things. And I'm also going to go ahead and dismantle this. Now, we have enough power to survive everything while we do this, I believe. But if not, then we have the batteries going through it as well. And I believe we'll be able to boot this thing up using the power from this one, I think. Because, you know, you can boot this up with the power of like 5 reactors can usually do it. But I've got a lot of equipment here that potentially, just looking at how that battery was going down, I have a lot of, equipment here, and maybe it's not enough to power this fusion reactor. I'm hoping that it is. So we're going to place this fusion reactor, I think, right over here. And this is just providing me with a little bit of redundancy, so I don't have to... Oh, I can't flip these. Right, I just forgotten that I couldn't flip them. Well, that's fine. We'll just do that, and then the pipes will then come over like so, and, you know, I'll just zigzag them up. Why not? In the spirit of all my other zigzags. There we go. And so we should see that this is booting up, and then I can go ahead and flop to have my science station over here instead. And we'll just place it, I don't know where I want to put it. Scientist stands there, so maybe we'll have this be here. Yeah, right here in the middle of these floors. I like it, and then the supercomputer can be here. Let's take a look at my... Yeah, so... I love how you get schematic view. And it gives you this top-down 2D representation of everything else. And then when you go to place it, they keep it in 3D mode, so it's even more... Like, this doesn't give me any new information. I want them to put that in 2D mode. That was the whole point of that mode. Anyway, we're going to place it, I think, right here. And then I'll put another one right here if we ever get 2. Not sure we're going to need 2, but, you know, I don't know. If there's something that... Maybe there's a reason to get 2. Can we just get 2? Let's just get 2. I don't know why I would need 2, but I'm going to go ahead and get 2 since I'm right here anyway. Might as well. All right. And then we can just have the cables connect there. So 2 supercomputers alongside this, which is booting up now, slowly activating. And I'm hoping that we see the grid is being very nice to me while this happens. And it seems like that's going to be okay. All right. So we have both of our fusion reactors now, but they're separated. So with the lightning, if we get hit, at least one bolt of lightning can't knock out all of them. Okay, it can't knock both of them out. Now, is it possible that we go bang and then another one hits over here? Yeah, I mean, that is a possibility, but I think separating them at least reduces the probability of this being a problem. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. So on the Stargate note, we can go ahead and do this. It looks like we're going to need a little bit more gas. So I'm going to head back over there and do it because, yeah, this stuff is no longer running. So I'm going to have to go back to the sector. So we're just going to... Oh, hang on. You can see the jumper ship moving. See? Hang on. I have to start the clock and then go. There it is. See? You can see the jumper ship moving around to different sectors on the map when you look at it. I just think that's a cool detail. But we really don't need this many scoops. That's been abundantly clear. I've been very transparent about that. This is way over-engineered. There's no reason to have this many scoops. But I just wanted them. I wanted to make sure these were always super full and that we could process them. And in fact, now I've also added 3 additional chemical labs here so that we can process this deuterium even faster. Like so. And I believe I've already tanked it in. Yeah, so we'll be able to now process and make deuterium from these stable isotopes twice as quickly as we were before. And that's the hope. We can power everything the whole time. That's the whole thing I'm doing here. I'm going to get 2 more batteries too because I can. And we'll go ahead and have those 2 batteries placed here and here. And that should be routed in, yep, and good to go. So all of that's going to take place now as well. Now, I also have these reactors running, and that's going to start pulling from the fuel supply, which I'm not currently making my own fuel here. But the other thing I'm going to do is just have every time this ship tags up in this shipyard, this specific location, it's going to buy 2 things of fuel. That's it. I'm just going to have it do that. And I think that's going to be fine. I don't think there's going to be any problems with that. I also probably should sell all these lenses because the whole reason I put these lenses on board was to sell them, not to keep them around. So I'm going to go ahead and have a sale order on all of these. I probably should just hold control next time, yeah? And then we'll have the storages brought out to about there is good. Okay. Now I've also moved these chemical labs that I used to have up here. I've moved them down here now because they really don't need the refineries to make what we're trying to make with them, which these don't look like they're running. How come they're not running? Oh. Yeah, I gotta go all the way with the pipe. That's why. All the way with the pipe. There we go. There. Those are gonna run, feeding all of the hyperspace isotopes into more storages for the other isotopes. And I think maybe I should look into trading medium tanks. And I think I'm gonna go for that too. We're gonna put you know what, it's on its way back right now, so I can have the fleet logistics active when that happens. So we'll just go ahead and wait for that to jump. And it's got to wait for the trade to happen, which I love that it waits for the trade. It's smart enough to just wait for the trade. I can't actually select, because it's already on it. It's already on its own thing. It's fine. Yeah, it's waiting now for the trade to happen. Okay, so anyway, let's go back to Procyon Cruiser. Here it is. And we're over here, and the sector map, we're still in this one, so we need to get over to the other sector. So we're going to go into FTL and jump through the Stargate one more time. And again, I don't know whether or not this helps. I'm assuming it does. I'm assuming this is a very helpful thing in having the FTL or having the generators separated now. But, you know, hey, if we happen to get hit again, then we happen to get hit again, and there's really nothing I can do about it. Although there is a third thing I could do about it. I suppose what we could do about it is have another fusion reactor, maybe one right here, or I could place one, like move some of this stuff around. It's not very efficiently placed, and I could place another one back here, and then that would really make us, you know, safe from all that stuff. But let's just see. I don't know if we're gonna need it, but let's just take a look here. Now we'll see, look. That's the first time I've seen one of my fusion reactors taken out, but now my fears are kind of validated. Although, you know, now what happens if it strikes here now? I'm really nervous. Oh boy. I feel validated. Now, the fusion reactor is actually not shut off, surprisingly enough. This is interesting. So I thought it would be powered down and have to boot back up. So that didn't happen. So it stays on, but like the power from it is blocked maybe. So that's peculiar. Not as much of a problem as I thought it would be then. Because obviously if both of them get powered down, I can't boot them back up. I do not have any fuel reactors on board this ship. We are entirely fusion powered. And so that is a risk that I, you know, didn't think was a risk before, but with the lightning striking, I thought maybe it was a risk. And hyperspace isotope wise, I think we're pretty much full here. Yeah, we're gonna fill up. Now what's this? What's in this tank? Are we still, this is still the stable Xelion, but there's nothing in it. because it's all being pumped into here. And then we also have this tank too. So I'm going to switch this. I'm going to switch this tank back to what it was meant to be before, which is, you know, this stuff here. Just going to quickly do that again. There we go. And we can start collecting more isotopes that way because now we have an extra tank. Because we were almost full here. And I don't want to be full. I want to be able to collect more. Okay, so yeah, we're still refining it. And when this is gone, we probably won't need it anymore. Now, if we need any more, then I'm going to need to bring a fuel ship in. And what I'm hoping for here is that it's not the right map anymore. But what I'm hoping for is that we discover through this process of advancing the story, we discover another system or another, you know, travel point inside that gas cloud that does not have a meteor shower. And then all I got to do is outfit the tank with a whole bunch of towers, a whole bunch of those lightning rods, I mean. And I don't even think lightning rods are not available to purchase. You have to build them. So I'm actually going to go ahead and have bad. I'm going to have you build lightning rods. Can you do that here? These are frames, so I think you can just build it here. Lightning rod. It's 3 frames and 4 energy coils. You're gonna have to bring the energy coils into you. But it should be no problem, and at least they don't have to bring the frames. So we have that production, and then I would hope that this arm would now start bringing the frames into it. It may have already been delivered, but we're gonna make lightning rods here, and then we can have storage. Can we have storage for lightning rods specifically, or no? God, it's cool seeing these things in here now. Neobidium, energy cells. And I know that this is supposed to be, you know, prioritized. Great. I get the difference now, okay? I understand. When I had this button, my brain, in its fantastical glory, always told me that I press this if I want to prioritize zones. But it's not that way. It's showing you the active status, right? And then, so that's what it is. Again, my brain is so fantastical that it just looks and goes, oh, do I want to prioritize zones? Yeah, I guess I do. And I press that button, and that's just not how it is. And we're just going to go ahead and turn in the final stage for this, final resources for this stage, and then move on to stage 7, which it won't show me what's required yet. And on research, there is no research for stage 7. We already have all these things. So I think maybe it's going to be these things, like this energy cells and the canisters and maybe these frames. But I don't have a whole lot for neobidium. It doesn't seem like it's too available. We have a lot of ingots right here, though. I haven't sold them or anything, so if I need them, I can use them. But it feels like it's very rare because we went to that one spot to mine it, and it was gone very quickly. So, okay, so phase 7, there seems to be an unknown component here. But I need neobidium capacitors, 160 of them. And this is created by having 1 Stargate capacitor and 5 neobidium ingots. Really? Holy crap. So I need to find a better source of neobidium because that is not good enough. It could be one of these is what I'm thinking it is. I need to get these research done, and then maybe it will open up another tree for me after that's done. We'll see. Having more science stations could make sense, and I could put them here. I could put another science station in here. If I take science and I say that I want like another set, right? We could go in, call them in here. I got room here in the center, and I could just install the science station. Let's have it right next to the batteries. We'll put a little bit of a walkway. I like that. And then we have supercomputers. We'll place that over here. I'm going to put a little bit of space there. Yep. And then we'll just connect these cables. That's fine. And then the scientists will, of course, work here. And then we could have a scientist doing scientist things for our research. And maybe have, more people on it, right? We'll have... I don't know if it shows me exactly how many people are working on it. It doesn't seem like it does. It also doesn't say I've got a supercomputer. Researchers are busy. Yeah, it doesn't say I've got an extra supercomputer on this, which is interesting. Does it only show... And see how it's just autonomous. It's just doing its thing. The Procyon Cruiser, though. Does it show me if I do it here? It doesn't. Because the computation points are already completed. That's why. Okay. So it's really about just people now. Ah, here we go. This is what I was hoping to see. Tell me that there's more regions available now. Captain, our sector scan has found new systems, thankfully. They contain shipyards that are currently being operated by pirates. Oh boy! Their exterior wear leads us to believe that they have been here for at least a century. This sector must have been one of mankind's first attempts to colonize outer space. There are signs of a massive galactic war in this sector, with derelict ship signals appearing all across our sector map. The aftermath of the war resulted in pirates gaining control of the sector for themselves. They have since been living here dormant, surviving from the resources harvested in local asteroid belts and nebulas. Destroying the fortresses would allow us to set up friendly shipyards and take back control of the sector from the pirates. Be prepared to be met with heavy resistance if you choose to visit them. I have added their positions to your sector map. There's a shuttle on the way to Procyon Cruiser with surveying equipment on board. The equipment can only be used in the new sector, so you'll need to send a ship through the Stargate to start surveying. Okay. We have... oh, hang on. The forgotten battles of the sector may contain new research opportunities. I recommend that you explore any derelicts you find and detect. That's all from me, Captain. Good luck. Okay, so we have extra stuff to do now. So we have sector surveying. I know how to do that, so we're going to go ahead and just pop this. But we now can, try to search for new systems inside sectors. And that's going to be really fun and really great. Okay, so I need a different ship. Not a different ship per se, but I need to make modifications to this one. It is not ready to meet heavy resistance. I mean, I think we could do a lot of great work here with this, and I'm not sure exactly what kind of pirate force we're dealing with. So perhaps for all I know, we're fine, but I feel like the ship is perhaps not as good as it could be. I like how everything is very nested. I like how everything is kind of cozy, but I do think we need something new. And so I have the ability to fabricate a ship and not amend this. I think the Procyon Cruiser just stays the way it is, but let's get it a friend. Let's get it a companion. Shall we say a fleet of ships that travel together and could potentially, damage opponents and take control of stations together, I think is a good idea. Now, we can start by fabricating a ship that is already done. And I have a lot of money, 31.5 million. So I want to look for a ship that is very good with war, basically. And without any spoilers, I just had a live stream where the DRX Monaro was a bit of a pain, a very big pain. In fact, it hurt a lot. I won't spoil it again, but if you're looking at our Survivor series, which is a live stream series, the playlist has been in the description of every video on this playlist. Yeah, it hurt. I recommend checking out that series. But I think I'm going to get one because it's relatively inexpensive for what it provides, assuming it provides all the equipment on board, which I'm not sure it does, but for 6 million, I hope it does. And then I can just put a crew on it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and see if this is something that I can have. So there's a DRX Monaro here, and it looks like all of the systems are indeed on board. We have cannons facing on the front side, Gatling guns on the sides here. Obviously nothing is powered on, but it allows me to just have everything ready to go, and I like that a lot. We have a lot of reactors, so this is a fuel-based. We're not using fusion power on this, but I can change it, of course, and I don't think any of these pre-done ship designs from the community are at all prepared or outfitted for things that happen in a new system. Like the gas here is going to be configured for Metrian gas, etc., because it needs to for this reason. So the only thing I really need to do here, I think, for this ship is to crew it and provide fuel. So on this ship, we're going to, I think I will grab a fusion reactor. I don't think it actually matters. Never mind. Let me make sure it has, there's like tracks and stuff in here. There's some automation to this. I like it. Yeah. Let me make sure it has all the waste processing and stuff that it requires. And I think we're okay there. So I need to provide ammunition for this, and I need to provide FTL charges, which are not actually required. It's going to be staying with the Procyon Cruiser, but if I ever do want to split up, then it would be good to have. Also, the drone bays appear to have arms that are automatically loading and unloading. So this will be a test. I've asked this before, whether or not arms can interact with drone bays and how that works. Well, this ship is made to do that. So we're just going to go ahead and see. But this thing is very armored. It's very armed, I should say. Not that armored, but very armed. And I'm actually going to armor it because we're going to be spending some time with this thing. So let's go ahead and pay for all the armor. I'm not going to make any modifications to how it's laid out. I think I'm all right with how the layout is. We're just going to run with it exactly as is. But we want to do a couple of things for sure. We're going to want to get, I think we'll go 7. Let's go 8. 8. So we're going to get 8 crew and 8 space suits on this. Actually, let's pull this down and get a weapons officer instead. Now, are there 2 of these stations? I saw one. There's one here and there's one here. Okay, so there are 2 weapons stations. So I can have 2 weapons officers as well. So we'll end up having another one here pretty soon. But the other thing I want to make sure I'm trading into this is fuel, resources, etc. So we're going to grab all the fuel available. We're going to take all the oxygen, all the FTL charges, bullets, railgun shells, all the food, all the water. There are a lot of drone bays. I don't think I need this many drone bays for what I'm going to do with it. And so I'm actually going to swap the drone bays and all this whole setup here out and replace these 2 things with guns. And actually, I think we may I might change this to deflectors instead here. It's got a lot of armament already. There's not a lot for this direction though. This ship is going to be AI controlled. I'm not going to control this one. It has front-facing weapons on both sides. It's all over the place. So I'm just going to let this ship do what it wants to do. But I think I want to give it some extra guns while we're at it. So I'm going to dismantle these 2 things and all of these things. So with everything powered on, we should start seeing oxygen get delivered here pretty soon too. I would hope anyway. There's a oxygen loader somewhere. This is for sewage loading. This is for wastewater loading. I don't know where they load the oxygen. This is an unload fuel. Okay, so that's interesting. We have a load metrian gas one here. There's an unload fuel one here. So this is... Okay, I see what's happening here. So this setup is exclusive. It is separated. Yes, it is. It is separated from the main fuel line. And we started to employ this in the survival series when I streamed yesterday. Yesterday for me, not yesterday for you. And it came from a comment that's on this series about how people are producing things. In this case, the comment was related to CO2 and how it handles, outputting oxygen and things like that. Having your production separate, the output separated from your main consumption line, allows you to continue to produce that thing while the rest of your stuff is full. So that we don't have a situation like we've had in the past on our survival anyway series where your oxygen is totally full, and because of that, your CO2, your air reprocessors cannot output. Since the air reprocessors can't output because the storage is full, they stop working, which means the CO2 begins to build up. And then your CO2 buffer tanks fill because it's not being processed, and what happens is then you stop scrubbing the CO2, which is a bad thing. So what you can do is you start to unload that oxygen in one of these in these loaders, and that way the excess oxygen can get stored on the ship somewhere and lay about or whatever. And if you end up having too much, you can just sell it. Same thing with the CO2. If it fills up, you have an unloader that's going to load it up, unload it, and you can just sell it if you want to. But it allows you to do that. So in this case, we can continue to produce fuel, even if our fuel tanks end up full, because it doesn't need to output into those tanks. It can just output into this loader, and then my crew can start putting it on the cabin and stuff. It ends up being a little bit messier, but you can keep producing, and that's the point. So I like that setup. I think that's pretty good. And now we have this. That's interesting. So these guys are going to place the oxygen on the track, and then it's going to get loaded into the loader there, I assume. That's what that's for. This is this is stopped. So I'm going to load oxygen. Here we go. So now the oxygen can get injected into the system. And again, I didn't build this ship, so learning how it works is great. Water can get delivered here, and this is set to load water. So we'll start seeing that too. O2 is starting to go up now. And yeah, let's go ahead and do this. I assume we're going to see the same thing where people are going to place water on that track. But it's interesting because now this provides a sort of buffer to the loading of oxygen. This is great. I like that. I haven't thought about that for oxygen and water using the tracks like this. I hadn't thought of it, of course. I didn't implement it. But it's sometimes cool to import other designs from other people to see how they do things. And that's what I'm ultimately doing here. So I've got the weapons, but I wasn't able to buy any ammunition. And so that's going to be something I need to use my logistics for, because I feel like the Protean Cruiser has a lot of them. I'm not wrong. It's not as many as I thought, but I'm going to kind of spread this out a little bit. We're going to go, maybe not that many railgun slugs, but I do want to add some production here so that it can create its own ammo. We do have an assembly line over here ready to go that's configurable to whatever we want it to be configured for, but I don't see... Okay, here's munitions bench. I got a munitions bench here, metal ingots and small storages. Both of those, that's very cool. So arms are going to pull them out of the storages, put them on the munitions bench, and then when it's done, it then gets unloaded. I was under the impression that the munitions bench needed to be that it was a manned station, that you needed a person to actually work that. Is that not the case? It may not be the case. Over here, same thing. Storages are set up for bullets and shells, and then the arms automatically take them and reload the guns. So to the person who asked me if I could use arms to reload guns, yes, you apparently can. And that's very cool. I, again, didn't think about it, and it seems like that's a really great thing to do. So once we get oxygen up, as we do now, I can go in and grab one more weapons officer, and now we'll have two weapons officers on board who can all be assigned to guns, and they are already assigned to the forward cannons and the forward cannons. So all forward cannons are operated by the weapons officers, so everything else has to be manned by crew. At least at the moment it does, until I change it, which is going to be about now. I just have to find, just verifying if any other weapons are controlled by a weapon, like if there are any other weapon stations here. And I don't see them. I don't see any others, so I'm going to go with no. I'm going to go with no. So let's see if we can add... Oh, we have one more weapons control station, so I'm going to go ahead and do that along with another officer. And then we're going to add another weapons control center. And I think maybe I'll place this here. And I can place another one right here when it's ready. And then these ones, you know, they'll be ready. Let's sell the drone bays. I don't need them. It's 2 drone bays. I don't need all the extra spare tracks or the spare arms and stuff. This is already built for me, so I'll just get these off the deck. And once we have this set up, I need to also power it. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then as soon as it's hooked up, we can then have it, you know, assigned to, let's say, a certain cannons. It doesn't matter which side, but I'll go ahead and assign it to this side, because this ship is, you know, it's kind of oriented the same way. Every ship is kind of oriented the same way, in that you know, it's going from left to right. And I'm going to pretty much keep that consistent, just so it's the same as every ship and I don't get confused on it. Okay, so we need to select weapons, and we have no weapons that we can select. Are all these... Wait, are all these yeah, these are... Oh, wait a minute. Everything that's on the side is a Gatling gun. Oh, there's no rail guns here. Well, we're changing that. That's what we're going to put right here then. Did I buy them? Or... I didn't buy them yet. That's what we're putting here then. Resources, defense, railgun. We're getting 3 railguns. Yeah, give me more cannons as well. Now, I don't have them set up with the tracks and everything to automatically load here, but that's okay. I think my crew can do something, okay? They can get off their butt and do something. It's okay. I'm not sure I like the thruster placement here. I think I want to take one of these thrusters out and add a gun. So I am going to make that modification, I think. We're going to say that there's floor space here and here. And same thing right here. Yep, same thing. It's symmetry is good. So we'll go ahead and confirm that. And then I'm going to actually remove this thruster and this thruster. And we're going to change this to where it has some broadside cannons. Because I feel like it needs it. And we'll put a cannon on this side. We'll put the railgun on this side. This ship has a lot of batteries, a lot of reactors. It can power more guns. So another railgun will go here. And then we'll place the cannon over here on this side. There we go. And just make sure it's connected to power, because it's a different connection point. And same thing here. Yep. Go like that. So all of these guns can now be connected. I still don't have a lot of ammunition, but Yeah, resources. Oh yeah, resources are available now, so we can buy them from the store now. So let's just go ahead and do that. I'm missing food and water. Technically, I'm not missing that. It's just not unloaded from the ship yet. So they're still working on unloading everything and moving it around, and that's fine. But now that we have these, I should be able to select the port railgun, and then also this cannon here can be under the connection here. So that's why there's only 2 weapon stations on this, because everything else that's not forward facing is just a Gatling gun. So we're definitely changing that. I want there to be some punishment for those who are broadside on me as well. I definitely want that. So we'll go do this. Apparently this is not lined up correctly. Yeah, it's different points. So we'll go like that. There we go. And those weapons are now connected as well. And we should see the cannon, port railgun there, and the cannon there. Okay, so that's the 4 weapons for this station. I've added some defenses there. I'm not sure we have where the food storage goes, but it's got to be around here somewhere, and it's okay because we're about to unload it. So I just have to let this go, and we'll buy that. Now, while that's happening, actually, I would like to build another ship. And again, another warship, something that's really powerful that we can definitely do well with. And unfortunately, I can't see the actual schematics of these ships. I have a brief look at them. And so I have to go based on my memory on like what all these ships are good at, right? And there are some really cool ships in here for sure. But I have to remember what all these ships were really good at. And I remember the Hammerhead was kind of interesting. It's another ship that's very forward-facing heavy as far as its weapon systems, but it hits pretty hard. And it's very cheap, so I can replace it. It doesn't take a lot of resources, etc. So I'm going to also build the Hammerhead. So the Hammerhead's going to come on in. It's a very funky looking ship, but it's also very, very strong. We have railguns all along the front here. It hits really, really hard when it hits you. All right. And that's it. I just want another warship. There's not a lot going on inside. I wanted something a little bit easier to maintain. I just have to send some basic resources to it, and it should be good to go, which is kind of what I'm looking for. I'm going to add a couple more batteries because there's a lot of railguns in here. Just because. And then also, of course, the food, the water, fuel charges, all those types of things. Let's go ahead and put in some metal ingots just to help it with, you know, if it wants to make its own ammunition. I believe it's capable of doing that. And then I want to also put in no scoops. I do want to give it some basic ability to grow its own food. We're going to have some crew in here, I think. Maybe. Yeah, probably. 1 spacesuit, 1 crew for now. So I can get everything operational, get all the equipment online, and we'll go from there. And then logistics, I have oxygen in the Monaro. We're going to send a little bit of that to the Hammerhead, just so we have too much. We don't need that much in there. So we can go about like that with it, and let's send a little bit actually this direction. Railgun slugs are going to be definitely needed here, and if it can make its own ammunition, it doesn't need to make explosives. It's pretty much all railguns here. There's Gatling guns, yes. So I guess maybe providing it with bullets, but it's all railguns on the front. And it hits really hard when it hits you. So let's see what this crew member does. It should just pop the loader in there, right? Load fuel. Is there another one over here? No. Why didn't you put it in the loader? That's weird, isn't it? You should be putting it in the loader. It's load fuel. You're prioritizing the storing it before you power on the rest of the systems. That's interesting. I mean, it's certainly a choice. There you go. Yeah. There you go. All right. Have everything powered on here. Okay. So I want to get the oxygen system operational. And that's what I'm looking for, really. And there's a lot of stuff shutting down, but it's okay. We're going to get it powered on. It'll be fine. There we go. A little bit of a struggle there, but that's why I wanted the extra batteries. And I also think having a fusion reactor on this ship is probably a good idea too. It just means I have to provide deuterium to it. So let's not do that. Do you have the ability to make your own fuel? You do not yet. Not yet you don't, but you will. Yes, you will. I'm going to place batteries here and here. Get those hooked in too. Just a little extra power there, a little extra battery power. And then I want to make sure that you can create your own gas. So we'll go with, you know what? I think we'll just give you the 1. It's not very expensive. Let's give you 2. Then we want to be able to refine it and process it. So there we go. And then munitions bench for sure, so that you can make your own. And smelter, yep. We got to get these things on board as well, just so you're able to make your own railgun slugs. Then I can feed all my metallic ore and all my metals and stuff. We can do that. Do you have a drone bay even? Yeah, it's right there. But I don't believe you have any drones. We need to fix that as well. So let's get you some drones and 1 garden. You're not gonna have water production though, and it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. Just get you the drones too. Okay, so if the oxygen could get delivered, that would be great. If I go to schematic view here, there's a loader right here that says load oxygen. So once all that is done, I have 1 crew member with 1 suit. I would have more, but there's no more suits. So it's just kind of like a whatever thing. We'll go back over to the Monaro here. Everything seems to be hooked up pretty well, and you have a situation now where all of the crew are on their own and moving around and doing the things that they're doing, which is great. So we're going to head on over to the Hammerhead here. Maybe we'll dock to the Hammerhead, but look at this thing right here. It's so much faster. And I'm mostly referencing my other series, so, you know, I'm sorry about that. But like those who are following both will at least know the reference. Our other ship, the one I'm referring to, its max velocity was 9. Okay, and like with the thruster support, it was 20. So this thing is just casually making its way over here at 3 times, almost, I guess, 3 times the speed. It's more accurate to say just over 2 times the speed of what, you know, that other ship was. In other words, way more maneuverable, very hard to avoid it. It's just moving better than us, you know? So we'll come on over here and I'll get ready to dock to this ship here too. So we can transfer any resources, specifically oxygen. I want to be able to transfer that over. And I'm actually not sure if I don't think I put drones on the Monaro. I don't think I did. I got to give it drones if I don't have any. So resources, logistics. Yeah, there is 1 drone available. We'll get 1 drone in here, and then that will let us, you know, set up for at least a little bit of basic transfer. But until we get oxygen set up in here, which he's taking his time with, until we get oxygen though, it's gonna be a bit of a challenge. Let's go ahead and install the gas collectors. I'm gonna place this over here. Right next to the engine is okay, I think. And then I think having tanks is a good idea. We'll go, let's see, 1 for the raw, 1 for the refined. That should be good. And then also we're doing the other thing with the other resources too. We'll get all of these. And then I want to say we need a CO2 scrubber. Probably that stuff is already on the ship. Yeah, probably. Do we want more thrusters? It would help with maneuverability, right? Yeah, let's get 4 thrusters. And I don't need any more weapons. I just need to really make sure that I get ammunition for them. And I don't have that available to me here anymore. Not quite ready here. We're going to grab a little bit more oxygen because we can. All the fuel you have, all the FTL charges. There's the bullets. I don't think we need cannon shells with this ship, because there's no cannons. It's all railguns, and that's it. Is that what I want? Yeah, I think so. It doesn't have a lot of surface area, and that's what this ship is for. It's just hit them really hard with railguns. All right, so here are my 3 ships that I am going to be taking into potential war zone. The Hammerhead, I had to add a few things. So it's getting very cozy in here, very tight, but I had to add a few things. One, this thing had no way to scrub CO2 built into it. I guess whoever designed it just kind of forgot about that. So I had to makeshift this out. I kind of found out at the last minute here. And I put a little CO2 scrubbing operation over here, air reprocessing, tanks, etc. And then also, because it has all of this equipment in here as well to create its own fuel when we stop at a gas cloud, because it has all of that as well, I felt like it's possible, given the sheer number, the volume of weapons we're going to be having and everything, that it's possible that we're a little underpowered as well. So I added the 2 extra batteries here for just a little bit of storage, and then 2 additional reactors over here too, just to give it a little punch. We have pretty much everything on board here. This is a crew of 7, and there's no weapons officers at the moment. Well, actually, there should be. I added the station. I don't think I added the weapons officer. I'm looking around for somebody in red. Ah, there he is. Okay. So all we need to do now is select the weapons, and we're just going to use forward railguns here. Yeah, just do that. So forward railguns for that, and I mean, there are just a lot of railguns to this. So maybe having another weapons officer would be a good idea if we can afford it, and by that I mean if they have it available. And they have the officer. They don't have the control center. It's fine. Our crew can manage. We have, like I said, 7 crew. Maybe more crew is necessary here. What's got habitation? 38 cabins. Yeah, we can. A good amount of food and stuff. I think we can probably afford more crew here. So why don't we grab, let's say, a little bit more crew, just because we don't have the weapons officers to man all of those railguns, and we really want to have all of those railguns working. And then, of course, we have the Procyon cruiser as usual, so you can see the size comparison of these ships relative to this ship. Now, there's one other thing I want to do here, and that is to add armor to all of my ships. Make sure they are all armored. This one actually comes included with all the armor. That's very nice. This one's fully armored out. No need to change. And the Procyon cruiser has all armored as well. So we are ready to rock and roll on the armor front as well. Okay, so on the sector map thing of it, we are going to go through the Stargate is what we're doing. And we should have the equipment actually delivered. We need to do that. So the hyperspace sensor LR, we need to have this because this is how we're going to scan sectors. And I guess I'll just place it back here. I wanted to do something different with it, but I guess I'll just place it right here. So long jump here. Now these guys don't have any scoops. They are entirely warships. All the way, baby. So all the FTL jumps will happen with the Procyon cruiser at the front. It is not really our capital ship. It's our lead ship, okay? And it does all the jumping. So these guys don't need to create their own FTL charges. They don't need to have scoops. They don't need to have that whole system. Totally unnecessary. They are only going to jump when the Procyon cruiser jumps. That said, though, they do have FTL drives. So they can jump independently if I need to. We're just not going to create charges with them. So we'll just make sure that they have charges on board. So we have new locations on the map right here, and it's a fortress here and a fortress here. And we have these 2 locations to deal with. And we could set either one of them as our objective. I'm going to go to 49 first, and we'll prepare the jump that way. Now, we also want to scan the sector, right? And we want to make sure everybody else is jumping too. We want to scan the sector to see if there's anything new here as well. How do we do that? Well, I'm going to press this new button that's popped up called Sector Scan, and we're going to hit that. Now, when we go and progress time forward, this is going to start scanning this little local area here. You can see how that circle's kind of going in. It's going to scan this region, and it's going to see if it can find any new systems. And I'm really hoping that there's a system right in here so that I can get something with gas that doesn't have a meteor shower. I don't know if these are procedurally generated or anything. All right, so it looks like there's a couple of things here. There's an unsurveyed storm, and an unsurveyed derelict, and an unsurveyed asteroid belt. Well, we could venture forth and do that. So let's click this, and our scanner will really focus in its power on trying to identify what's going on over there. We'll just speed up time just a little bit more. Could I trade here before? I don't remember being able to trade here before. I know I couldn't turn in the stuff for the Stargate here before. Maybe I could trade here before, and I just don't realize it. I'm spaced out sometimes, man. There is a weapons control center here, though, which kind of makes me want to do that for Hammerhead. Another weapons control center for them. Again, more weapons being able to be maintained at all times. We'll place this back here, I think, for now. I could put it here, but I'm kind of thinking I might need, there's a little bit of production here, making your own ammunition and things like that. We're making railgun slugs here. And actually, railgun slugs are created using just the metal ingots. So I should be able to just buy metal ingots if it's available. They're not, but if they were, I could just buy them. But on these 2 fortresses, there's also places to mine. So we could see in the future, pretty easy to see in the future, I think, the possibility anyway of being able to just make our own ammunition pretty reliably here on the ship. It's just railguns. We're just so many railguns. There we go. All right, we're going in with a fleet. Battle stations at the ready. Oh, so many railguns. All right, battle stations at the ready for all ships, and we just go. This is not quite being done scanning yet, but I don't think it's a huge deal. Let's just ready that jump and go. Ready, set, jump. Oh, wait. All checkboxes on, good, and jump. We are going. Let's make sure we're not on max speed. Okay, so right away, we see shots being taken at this station. We are on top of this station right away, and there is a serious problem here. Oh my God. I'm glad I got a fleet. We got a carrier frigate over there. We've got a corvette there. We've got the Morag, a light corvette, and of course then the station itself. I want to see what kind of threat the station is. I think they're all mining lasers. I don't think it has any weapons of its own. So what I probably want to do here is I am going to turn on AI combat, but I think the Procyon cruiser is actually going to focus on that frigate over there. So we're going to have AI combat go ahead and do its thing. I'm going to turn the cruiser this direction, and we're going to unleash our railguns, at least focusing on that carrier. That's slow. The Morag might actually be a bigger threat. It's very maneuverable. It might be able to get away from our shots a little bit easier, so I'm going to focus actually on that first. And I'll just hit this thing as hard as I can, and we'll see what happens. So, yeah, you got a corvette as well. That's going to be an issue. So I obviously want to watch my power as well, as the battery is declining. This is a big deal. We have a lot of firepower going on here. Let me just do a real quick health check on everybody. Hammerhead is good, but he is not very good at managing himself. He's going after this Roadrunner light corvette. I think I want him to switch. I know I said AI combat, but I think I'm going to actually control the Hammerhead for a little bit here. So I'm going to turn around. Should be pretty mobile here. Let's just whip ourselves around here. The station is gone. We completely destroyed the station. Yikes. I don't know if that's what I should have done, but that's what it was. It's taken over. We're going to flip around here and get our railguns pointed at a better target. I'm thinking probably the carrier frigate's a good target. The corvette's actually doing some damage to me as well. But it looks to me like this is now a derelict ship too. We've taken that out. So the Hammerhead is going to focus all of its power on the carrier frigate. Just shoot all of your guns. Whoops, hang on, batteries. Yes, this is the problem. So we got to bring down the throttle here. Oh boy, this is a problem. Bring down your throttle all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. Yeah, the guns, this is the issue. So the guns take too much power. Wow, it did shoot though, didn't it? We did hit it. It's crazy. Let me make sure we're okay here. Monaro has barely any damage. Procyon Cruiser's looking good, but I don't know exactly where you're going. I need to flip you around, please. Come on, max throttle. Let's go. Get up there. Yeah, we got a little bit of a firefight here. We're going to let Hammerhead take care of itself at this point. It's at least forward-facing. Let's go ahead and fleet combat AI. Here we go. And we should be ready to rock and roll here. I don't think there's much of a challenge at this point. I was a little worried about it when I saw the frigate and the station. And I'm glad the station doesn't have any weapons. You'd think the fortress, quote-unquote, would have a bunch of weapons, but that doesn't seem to be too much of the case here. I want you to focus. Yeah, these are not dead at all. These have quite a bit of life left, so maybe I focus. No, let me just continue with the cruiser for a bit, because I can't do much with Hammerhead. It's actually kind of drifting right near the frigate right now, and I don't think that's where it should be. It's kind of in the middle of that frigate. It's not a very good AI combat, is it? It's not very good at its job, but we just have no power is the issue here. So I kind of need to shut down the guns with this, because it really can't go anywhere. It's just kind of lingering. But if it can charge its weapons, even with low power, it has a 17 velocity still. I mean, very little battery power. It's not able to charge its weapons very fast, but it's still able to move its with its its engines. Wow, that's a lot of firepower. Well, the Corvette's gonna die. I'm pretty sure that Corvette's gonna die. We'll just turn. I'm gonna turn Procyon Cruiser towards a different target. Oh boy, Yeah, Hammerhead's gonna get smoked with those cannons in the back. That's no good. It actually stopped pursuing the enemy, and both of these guys are really... This AI combat needs work. It needs a lot of work. I'm gonna turn it off. It just needs work. We're gonna bring it straight into the center of this. I want it to go that way. Hammerhead, turn around and go that way. And do it at partial throttle, but turn around because your guns are not pointed at the enemy right now. And then Cruiser can go ahead and keep doing its thing. Really quick, want to make sure. Yeah, so that's a problem. I forgot about the drones, and it's very likely that the drones left their respective hulls, and they left their ships, and they're probably gone. I probably don't have any more drones right now. Okay, there's a lot of drones here. Good. There's still some drones left on the cruiser, but that's it. So it is what it is. So frigate's only at 15%, but it's very slow. If we can get our ship, if we can get Hammerhead behind it, which is what I'm trying to do here, get Hammerhead behind it. And the Monaro has front-facing guns too, so if we can just get you to just follow up and shoot this thing, both of you can shoot this thing, and Cruiser can just kind of, you know, make some pivotal navigational decisions here. Oh my gosh. I need evasion. They're both shooting one ship, and that's usually the problem that you run into, is you have both enemies shooting a single ship. I feel like I need to charge at it, even though I don't want to do that, but I feel like I need to charge at it because I need to get behind it. Hammerhead's running out of power, but I just need to get behind that frigate. It's really hitting me hard. Oh, I got behind the frigate. Okay. We're at least behind the frigate. That's good. The Corvette is still alive. Very annoying. Hammerhead, can you shoot this, please? Shoot this thing. Just take it out with your powerful railguns are right here. Just take that thing out. Kill it, please. All of them. Yep. Everything. I want that thing dead. The frigate's not going to be able to maneuver very well. I can just keep the cruiser behind it. But everything else, this Chakrali Corvette is a pain in the ass. So I want you focused on that. There you go. Just unleash hell upon that. Frigate's dead. Chakrali Corvette's all that's left. Come on. Shoot it. Shoot it. 91%. It's gonna die. It's dead. Okay. We cleared this zone. That was closer than I expected, but I'm glad I got 2 extra ships in. Procyon Cruiser is pretty significantly wounded. We're gonna go ahead and turn everything on here with all ships and allow all of it to be gathered as fast as it can. And specifically, we're gonna need a lot of stuff to harvest here, which is good. And so we're just gonna kind of position ourselves in the center here. And fleet formation, please. Everybody come on over here and do your thing. There we go. And we're no longer in combat mode. So we're just gonna sit here for a second. We've cleared this region, and I'm hoping that means we can establish our own stuff here. But we also have, again, the ability to mine these resources as well. We have that ability too, which is great. And there's a lot of stuff over here, oxygen and whatnot. And so, yeah, it's going to take a long time to gather this stuff. And what I'm thinking is I need to transfer some of the drones from the Procyon Cruiser, because there's 16 drones here. Hammerhead doesn't have any. We're going to give 3 to Hammerhead, and let's say 6. Let's give 6 to Monaro as well. So some of these drones should be going out and meeting up with these other ships. Now, Monaro, let's have no fleet formation here. I want you to come over here. And again, we just need to gather up all this loot. That was a tough fight. It was a tough fight. We almost, I mean, I didn't almost lose the cruiser, but I mean, cruiser was getting hit pretty hard, and I did need to transition. I needed to shift position so that I could get behind the frigate. Why did everything get super dark all of a sudden? It's like light Yeah, things are like flickering with light. That was interesting. It looks like we did get some repairs on the engine, so at least we're no longer on fire. At least the Procyon Cruiser no longer on fire, but it's still heavily damaged. And I'm not sure we can repair it. Doesn't look like they're going to be doing any repair, at least for now. Hammerhead, do you have more drones? I thought I gave you more drones. Perhaps drones won't actually fly to their new home? Is that how that works? Do drones not fly to their new home? Apparently they don't. Okay. Well, maybe they would if I... Because see, there's too many here. So maybe they would fly if I told them to stop gathering. If I say don't gather, then I would hope anyway that they would exit out of this cargo bay and then they would go out and do other things. It looks like they are going to repair the hull, though. That's good. We do get some repairs after I tell them to stop gathering salvage. But I want salvage. And off they go. They definitely prioritize salvage above repair, which is fine. There's a lot of stuff out here, too. We got copper ore, precious ores. There's a bunch of precious ores right here. Yeah. We got some oxygen tanks. Yeah, precious metals. All good things. All good things. So, and then the other thing we scanned on the map is here. This is SG-44. It's a derelict. Didn't scan anything over here. So I need to scan for more things over here. But there are some other points of interest on this side that I could be scanning. So this is an unsurveyed storm. And while we're sitting here, I might as well have my ship go out and scan that too. So we'll just sit here and scan that while we're gathering all these things. And I think I will take some time to go and mine a little bit. We got precious ore over here, but I'm looking for the neobidium stuff because we're going to need more of it. And I see a lot of metallic, which is great. We need that for making our own ammunition and things, but we can also just buy that stuff. Precious ores. What I can't buy is neobidium. And that doesn't seem to be here, unfortunately. But we have a lot. Oh, there it is. Boom. Lots of neobidium over there. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So that's what I'm going to do. I'd like to get my drones transferred over, but it doesn't seem like they're going to do it very well. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring my ship in. We're going to dock so I can transfer these drones over to Monaro. And then once Monaro has the drones I've told it to have, then I can have the Procyon Cruiser go over and mine all of that. And it'll sit here for a little while and mine all of that. And that's going to be great. The other thing I could do is, it's a little bit more ambitious, but I could bring my big mining ship and park it right here, and then they could just scoop up all of this stuff really quickly if I just bring it over here. It is safe to be here now, so that might be an option. A lot of Tilium ore over here. I might do that because, you know, bad right now, it doesn't really have a lot of important things to mine. And in fact, it's just sitting here not mining now because it looks like pretty much all the things I wanted to mine in its area are done. Yeah, it's just Tilium ore right now. Yeah, so this is the part where all the people that said, hey, you should have your own FTL drive on this ship, right? This is the part where that is very true. However, the jumper's coming, okay? The jumper's coming. And, you know, it'll be here. And I can just use jumper to bring it over there, too. And that will be a lot of hyperspace isotopes, which I could show you. A bit overkill, right? It's a bit overkill. There's so many hyperspace isotopes here. It's really not necessary. There's a lot of deuterium right here. It's really not necessary to have this. We really don't even need these reactors on board. Or now that we have all these batteries, I don't even think I need that. So I can probably stop buying the fuel too, because this is actually, yeah, there's no need for the fuel as well. But let's bring Stargate receivers. I'm changing you to be fuel. Where is it? Fuel. No fuel. No fuel. You can't store that in because it's liquid canisters and stuff. Fine. We'll just say that we put the fuel, and I'll stick a storage for this fuel right over here so that they at least get it away from the door and can store it over here too. We can place FTL charges in this tiny one so they're not sitting on the floor either. And yeah, prioritize crate. So we've got all of those things. So like this is a really overkill ship, and you know, with as much power as it's generating, I guess I could maybe grab the fusion reactors and, you know, double the fusion reactors, and then place a whole bunch of railguns on the front of this and have another hammerhead, have a much larger hammerhead. So overkill, right? So overkill. As is the duration of this video. Definitely an overkill duration of this video. Person Cruiser has 34 drones. Look at this. 34 drones. We are going to give you 10 of them. All right. Somebody go over there and bring those drones over that way. And then once the drones are safely on board Monaro, they should also eject and start collecting right away, which is most likely what they're going to do because I've told them to do that. Yes. So they'll be doing that. They can now gather things, and you know, we'll be able to bring them in and store them and all the things we're going to do. And then I will have Procyon Cruiser head on over and hit the Neobidium for a bit, because we're going to need a lot of that stuff. And I might just bring Bad over here too. It seems like it could work. I would hope that we're a lot less likely to have I mean, you think about it. We should be a lot less likely to have people visit here, because without the pirate base here, there's no one that the pirates would trade with would come back here. There's no reason to. But also, I had to scan with a special scanner just to find this system. So I would think if you're not associated with the pirates, you probably don't even know it exists. Right? Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. It's been fun. Bye-bye.